Welcome back to LePodcast episode 57. As always, you're here with Hoop, Saney, and the infamous ZZ Huncho. I got a quick question for you guys. If you had to make one change to the NBA rule book or how it's officiated, what would that change be? Saney, what's your answer?
That's a crazy question, man, because I have a lot of changes. I don't know
I'm saying
one.
just one, because I want to rant about something. That's why I'm bringing up the prompt.
I think you should be able to challenge technical fouls. I think there's a lot of questionable texts that get called to the point where it's like for a great example is that Jordan Poole one, where Jordan Poole literally just bounced the ball to the ref, and he seemed agitated about the play before. He did not show any agitation towards the ref, and he got teed up for it. And that's not the first time it's happened. Obviously, we always see some crazy sort of tech that goes on, and I feel like refs do tend to get personal with players. A lot of refs are great. I'm not a big all the refs suck.
That's you saw Van Vliet's post-game
yes, exactly. That's what I'm referring to. I was just about to mention. Van Vliet said it best. Some refs make it personal because Van Vliet, like he said, all 15 of his texts this season, some crazy stat was from the same ref, was it not? All 15 of his texts. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's what he said in his interview post-game. That's ridiculous. That's something that should be looked into. I don't know how fines... You know what? The more I think about it, I understand why refs don't get fined because they do not make as much money as players. I don't think there's enough money for them to be getting fined. But I do think there should be some sort of penalties, 2 games without pay. If
you're not eating dinner tonight.
You know what I mean? No, but seriously, they do need to check on these refs because I understand a missed call. For example, the LeBron James Tatum. You guys remember that Celtics Lakers game? Tatum clearly fouls him, and they miss the call. That's happened before. It's outrageous. It sucks to see as a fan, but that's not a personal thing. That's a missed call. So I'm fine with those happening every now and then. That's not what I think should be pointed out when we talk about these refs. But the technical fouls, especially the one against Jordan Poole, I'm a Thunder fan, and I was like, what the hell is going on? Why is he getting a tech for this? It didn't make sense to me. So I would think that because you're allowed to challenge fouls, I think you should be also allowed to challenge technical fouls in terms of why is this happening?
Lazizi Huncho.
Unless you can challenge technical fouls, and I've just never seen it happen. I don't believe you can.
Yeah, no,
you guys
I
can correct
me
me if you've ever seen one, but I've never seen a coach challenge a technical foul, so I'm assuming you can't. Because there's been some questionable ones.
Challenge, you were just in your feels.
Yeah, imagine the ref, he goes up to the camera. He's like, after further consideration, Taylor is pretty mad about something that happened before this game. We're going to get...
Yeah, bro. He was salty. We had to clear the air.
Bro mad because he had the Nuggets on his parlay.
Nah, bro. I know Sandy just said that refs don't make enough money to get fined. And while some people may be on that side of the argument, I'm on the side of the argument where I don't give a damn how much they're getting paid. Take some away. I don't give a damn what it is. You can take away half their salary. You can take away 25% of it. I don't give a damn what it is, because the problem that I have is, if you're a casual NBA fan, you're watching the game to see some of the best play, not to see some of the best shoot 25 free throws a night, or some of these teams, best of the best teams, having 30 to 40 free throws a night compared to another team having 10. And then you're sitting there left with the idea of oh my God, the referees have missed a lot of calls for this team. Now I know that a lot of people are like, oh, they're complaining too much. That was what people used to say. That's the crazy part. Fans used to say the players are complaining too much, bro. They need to stop complaining. Now it's so noticeable that the fans are starting to resonate with players emotion-wise after missed calls, after stupid texts, after all of that. And so if that rule doesn't get implemented, which, it probably won't, whatever, then the challenge rule of where, you lose a challenge, or you lose a challenge and you lose a timeout, that's bogus. There's a lot of play. This is why I hate coaches that, pull out the challenge in the second and third quarter.
That rule makes complete sense.
Where it's no. I'm saying
if you lose let me understand. Let me make sure I'm understanding you.
Okay.
If you lose a challenge, you lose a timeout.
No. I'm saying if you challenge and it's
If
successful,
you get the challenge right,
you should keep the challenge.
Oh,
get another.
apologies.
Yeah.
Apologies.
You're good.
I was
You're good. I
about
think
to
I
say,
explained
I
it
was
weirdly.
like,
I thought he said if you lose a challenge, you shouldn't lose.
I did.
a
I think I
challenge. You
did.
should 100%
But
lose it.
but you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying, right? Where
I
you,
get what he
you
meant. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that rule is stupid because a lot of coaches, certain plays are just flat out not fouls. Like, a player could drive in and somebody comes in, swats the ball, but the referee says he's hit all arm. Replay shows he didn't, but you can't call a challenge at this critical juncture of the game because you've already lost the challenge that you were successful in. I don't understand that rule, Adam Silver. So I don't know if the CBA or Player Association, whatever, get together and fix that because Lord have mercy. It's a shame that a challenge can be so useful. It just depends on when you use it. That's the key factor. You should be able to keep it. If the referees are effing up, let them F up. Let the fact that you can keep your challenge along the way dictate that. I don't give a damn if you throw out 7 of them bitches a game. I don't care. All right. That's the most annoying part about it. But yeah, that'd be 2 rules for me. I don't know about you, Hoop.
There's a lot of rules. I mean, they should have a replay timer that the refs have to get the call right within a certain time constraint. I hate when they sit around for 5 minutes when the suspense just goes away and whatever. But I wanted to. There's a lot of.
They're just like bent
rules.
over at the table, cheeked up, looking at it.
Oh my God. Wait, what? That was...
Man, you know what I mean? Like, no,
I don't know what you mean.
They have their like pants, like they have their shirt tucked in, and it's like riding up them, and they're just like looking at the table, and they're like,
Pause.
That's
3, 4, 5 times. Absolutely.
Yo, that's supposed to be the part of your game when you're like on your phone checking Instagram. That's what you're supposed to say. He's staring at the backside of the ref. That is nuts.
My friends are like, "Why are you so into the game?" I'm like, "I'm just waiting for the call.
Sadie's like, take as much time as you want. Oh yeah.
I'm just playing.
I wanted to talk about illegal screens and how the refs have tightened up on travel calls this year, and next year I think they should tighten up on illegal screens. Every time I've heard a podcast guest on like the JJ Redick pod or another pod like Matt Barnes, Steven Jackson, when they bring on a player and they talk about guarding Steph Curry or Klay Thompson, they never mention how good Steph Curry is, even though, they're not jealous. They'll say, Steph's an all-time great, whatnot. The difficulties in guarding Steph Curry is always the Warriors set so many illegal screens. And I've noticed this trend when I was watching the Warriors game the other night. I saw one of them. And I was like, all right, I want to dive deep and I want to actually get to the bottom of this, see if, because the players, it's a consensus between all of them. I was like, I want to see this for myself. There's YouTube compilations from like 2016, 2017, where it's like all the awful ones. And it's like, yeah, you could obviously point those out, but everyone sets an illegal screen every once in a while. I sat down earlier today at the last Warriors Thunder game. I counted 4 illegal screens from Draymond Green in the first quarter. It's BS. For those who don't know,
right now.
A proper screen, like by the rule book, you're supposed to set it direct into where their path is going. You can't, offset them, which I saw one of those. But the more important part is you can embrace the contact, you can brace for contact and kind of lean forward. You're not supposed to lean to the side to knock them off balance. When Draymond Green sets a screen, he'll go into like this linebacker stance. Sometimes his hands are actually up. Like he'll have, knees bent, wide feet. He'll make the contact, and when Steph goes to curl around him, he'll walk backwards ever so slightly so that the player is like receiving a moving screen after the play. They call the moving screen when it's before because that's easier to see. But after Steph Curry goes around him, he kind of slides back and impedes their path even more. And I saw that so many times. It's aggravating in that I feel like there's not a lot of other teams that benefit it like the Warriors do because of how many screens they use. And I'm not trying to act like a salty person who's seen the Warriors when
Draymond
did
play. Draymond played what, tight end at Michigan State? So
I'm just saying, like,
I believe you when you say that he's standing like a football player, but you can set 100 illegal screens if you're playing the Thunder at Paycom Center. Z, you look at me when I tell you this. It's hell. It's raps. You can have Steph drop 40. You can have illegal screens. You can have, bro. You can start. We'll start the game 10-0. We'll give you guys 10 points to start the game. It's still You can't beat him. You can't beat him. If you can't beat him, join him. Put Curry in a Thunder jersey. Join him. But come on, man. You talk about all these illegal screens. Why don't we talk about the score of that game real quick? Why don't we talk about the outcome of that game?
Yeah, we mentioned how the Warriors'
beautiful game.
path to the finals was opening up. They got to play like the Warriors first in order for that to happen.
They got to play the Thunder first. They're going to make it to the finals. They got to see the Thunder.
But speaking of Mr. Draymond Green, I am so excited for the game tonight. If you're listening to the pod, unfortunately, you'll be hearing this afterwards. But Draymond Green.
So comment down below what happened.
I think it's called the Draymond Green podcast. Like it's just straightforward the Draymond Green podcast. But he's like
the Draymond Green show, yeah.
Idiot Dillon Brooks is the reason why the Memphis Grizzlies will not be a dynasty. The dynasty starts after you. He also said, I don't think Memphis likes you.
He also called him a fan.
I hope they fight tonight. That's all I'm saying.
You know what's the funniest part about his show too? I love Draymond's show. I think it's like it is a very good listen. But the funniest part about it is that you can tell Draymond, like in some of the episodes and some of the clips, he's literally like at an away game or something, like in his hotel, and he just plugged the mic into his laptop and it's just using his laptop's camera to just destroy Dillon Brooks.
It's just a vent session.
This is what he does when he's just like waiting for the game to start. He just plugs it in. Boop, no preparing, no nothing. He just hops on and just starts spitting. And that's what's the funniest to me, because I think that really goes over a lot of people's heads, where it's like, this guy genuinely does not like Dillon Brooks. He did not sit down and write something. He did not sit down and think about what he was going to say. Bro turned on his laptop. There was probably like 30% left on that. All right. And he sits in front of his camera looking like he just finished practice, and he's an idiot and he sucks and he should never talk about me. And then he's just gonna go play the game. Watch, he's probably gonna record something before this game or right after it. I would not be surprised. You know when players after the game, they'll have like a reporter put a mic in their hand. Draymond Green will go up in front of a camera with no reporter, and he's recording his podcast on the court. And he's like, "I told Dillon Brooks, and now look at me. I got 7 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists."
No,
Mr. Triple Single. Nah, but obviously, I agree with Draymond.
So when y'all texted me, which one of y'all sent it into the group chat last night and just said,
I did.
Draymond?
Okay. I sent the video.
So I was like, what is he talking about? I was like, did Draymond actually respond to this? Because I originally thought he wasn't going to say anything. And then Hoop said, I can't wait for this game tomorrow. And I'm like, all right, let me go watch this actually. So as I'm watching and reviewing it, Draymond literally told bro, you were watching me win championships. I would be mad if I were you. Like, Dillon Brooks decided, unprovoked, because like we said before, the Grizzlies' biggest issue is that they run their mouth like they won something. And this goes for everybody on the team, no matter how talented they are individually or lack thereof in Dillon Brooks. But because Dillon Brooks is literally a poor man's Draymond Green, let's be honest. Dillon Brooks literally watched the Warriors win championships.
That's cap.
It ain't cap.
No, wait, Dillon Brooks you're talking about his play style?
Dillon Brooks wants.
That is
Dillon Brooks wants.
Complete opposites.
Listen. Let me cook. So Dillon Brooks because this is how I'm analyzing it. I don't give a damn if you want to talk about play styles in general. The Memphis Grizzlies walk around like they're a dynasty, right? The Warriors are a dynasty. So when you look at a dynasty, which the Grizzlies think they are, who plays what part on the team? John Morant is at the helm.
He's the glue guy. Sure.
Yeah. So Dillon Brooks wants to be looked at amongst not just Memphis Grizzlies fans, but the NBA fan base as a whole, as the glue to his team. And the only reason that he wants to do that is because he's the longest tenured freaking Grizzly on the core, in the core in general. So Draymond Green's looking at it like Dillon Brooks talking about something. If Draymond Green's on another team, you won't know who Draymond Green is. Well, if Dillon Brooks is on another team, depending on how many fines he gets, we'll know who Dillon Brooks is, not based off of his game play alone, because he's sub-30 three-point shooting. He can't make a mid-range jump shot, and he thinks he has the green light in Memphis, but he doesn't. The best player on the team.
He's getting it tonight. 20 shots plus tonight.
Listen,
I disagree. He has the green light.
He has the green light for some reason.
Right? No. I'm saying he has for some reason he has the green light and he thinks he's green light worthy. That's my problem. That's my issue.
Gotcha.
Like Klay Thompson's green light worthy. Jordan Poole's green light worthy to an extent, except when he's pulling 40 footers for fun. But Dillon Brooks legitimately thinks he can shoot as if he's amongst like the best of the best. That's my issue. So when I looked at what he was saying, bro, I was like, listen, you mean to tell me that Dillon Brooks is sitting here with the state that the Memphis Grizzlies are in right now? Your best player, your leader, is fighting the feds right now, and praying to God. Steven Adams is out. You got Jaren Jackson, you got Dillon Brooks, and you got Desmond Bane. All three, and Jaren Jackson's been the only consistent part of this team besides Ja Morant, like outside of Ja this year. Desmond Bane obviously got hurt, came back, was a little shaky, trying to find his way. They had to go get Luke, was it Cornette? Or no, who? Kennard. What's the dude's name from the Clippers? What's that shooter they
Luke
got?
Kennard.
Luke Kennard, yeah, Kennard. My bad.
Luke Kennard.
Luke Kennard. That's what he looked, because he don't look like Luke Kennard no more. He looked like he's trying to find his way in Memphis. They turned him into Luke Kennard. That's what he is now. Gritty and it's a Paredes. That's him. That's him now. Unfortunately, he's going through an identity change. But other than that, bro, this game, I don't know how it's going to go other than the Warriors winning. And when I say I don't know how it's going to go. Clay's going to probably have 35. Steph's going to have 35. Draymond and Dillon Brooks is the matchup I want to see. I want to see who ends up with more, who benefits their team more. Dillon Brooks has an opportunity to go out there and drop 30 or 25, 20, 15 or more at least. He has that opportunity tonight. He's going to have a lot of possessions. So, let's see how this plays out. But Draymond owns Dillon Brooks. It's that simple. It's really that simple.
I've never seen everyone unite with Draymond so quickly.
Exactly.
Usually Draymond's the guy that people are torn over. Like, no one likes Dillon Brooks. I don't think Memphis Grizzlies fans I think Draymond was actually spitting. I think he was actually spitting. Like, to Grizzlies fans, that from what I've heard, they despise his shot selection as much as we do.
Right. The shot selection,
they say
his impulse control.
Shoots 38% on like 16 shots a game. I would despise it too.
What's crazy though is he has the ability to go for like an efficient 35 tonight. We've seen that before.
He has the ability. He does. But
for the sake of entertainment, I'd love to see
Dillon Brooks literally, this is how I look at the Grizzlies and Warriors rivalry. This is why I can't look at it as a rivalry, because it's literally a matter of the Memphis Grizzlies as a whole. I think everybody outside of Dillon Brooks gets respect from the Warriors, right? Like, Ja Morant can go up to Steph after a playoff game and say, we're going to have some fun. And then Steph can go back down the court at him and say the same thing after Ja blows a wide open layup. And he's going to say, yeah, this is time to get serious. Klay Thompson probably hates Jaren Jackson Jr., but that's fine. He also hates Dillon Brooks more. Draymond Green probably respects Jaren Jackson's game probably as a defender, right? And Desmond Bane's three-point shooting ability probably gets some respect from Klay and Steph. But outside of that, what does Dillon Brooks do that gets respect from the Warriors? Nothing. Literally nothing. He led the league in fouls twice in his career. Draymond is a depoy, a four-time all, we can go off the charts at the things that he's done compared to Dillon Brooks. So Dillon Brooks really thinks that he is the second coming of I don't know. I don't even know what player build he is. I don't know what Dillon Brooks is besides a very angry man with very poor shot selection.
Poor fashion sense. You saw that fit with that vest.
Bro, I thought he was Stone Cold Steve Austin, bro. That's disrespectful.
That was nasty.
Stone Cold should have came out the cut and stunnered his ass right there. Boom. Flip the bird up and everything. It's just, come on now.
Sadie, if you don't have anything else to say, we got to talk about the elephant in the room, Mr. Durant.
Kevin Durant.
Oh
wow, that's
oh
nasty.
My goodness gracious!
Bro,
I have a theory. I have a conspiracy theory.
Crazy.
I have a conspiracy theory. I'm not praying on his downfall. I don't care what he does. I'm not praying on his downfall, but it's just a coincidence. It's a coinky dink that he slips before the Oklahoma City Thunder game. I'm just saying. It's a big old coinky dink. No, I'm joking. I don't know. His injury did honestly seem serious. Like when I saw the video, it was a video of him slipping, and it was like that one, you know, that like TikTok.
Yeah.
If
it wasn't a high ankle sprain, I'd feel bad, but he'll recover. He'll be fine. It's unfortunate for the sake of
he'll be back in 4 to 6 weeks.
Oh, poor Devin Booker. Devin Booker.
Oh, poor Devin Booker. He's gonna get to average 35 to end the season.
I feel bad for Chris Paul though. That's tough. That's real.
I feel bad for Chris Paul too.
They'll be fine. We're gonna see how much of a super team they are, because if they're a super team, they should be fine, right? They should be flourishing and destroying the league and all this BS. So shut up. Anybody that calls them a super team, please stop.
No. But
Please stop.
Talking about Durant.
They're
talking
not.
about
Who
Durant.
called them a super team?
Everybody in America, Charles Barkley and
they're
Shaq
not
have
a
been
super team.
ridiculing
You know what
Kevin
I
Durant.
think? Honestly,
are
you know
not
what
a
I think?
super team.
I think more people called out the people that were calling them a super team rather than people calling them a super team. I did
Yeah.
not see anybody call them a super team. I've never
I can read you
actually
my
legitimately
TikTok comments
seen.
right now. I will pull it up.
I have legitimately seen more people say that they aren't a super team and make posts about why they aren't a super team rather than people actually calling them a super team.
I don't think
Nobody's
there's a
seriously
super
taking
team
them
in
as
the
a super
NBA
team.
right now. I don't think
I don't think there is. 100%. I agree with Hoop. You can't be a super team. Like, for example, like
it would be
a
like
super team
Dame
is
going to Boston.
Is the Warriors. Like, that's 4 All-Stars. Dame going to Boston. That's a super team. That's 3 All-Stars and a Defensive Player of the Year, which is exactly what the Warriors were. Miami Heat were a super team for the first year, 2 years. Third and fourth year, they were not a super team. Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade were not players, second and third option players on a super team caliber team, if you get what I mean. So I don't think the Suns are a super team. But with Durant out, I still think the Suns are going to be fine in terms of the regular season. They'll make it through. I don't think they're going to drop below the 6th seed, and that's what you need to guarantee a spot in the playoffs. Worst case, if they go to the play-in, I still think they win a play-in match. So I'm not stressed in terms of losing a Durant if I'm the Suns for the playoffs. But we do have to ask, like, Kevin Durant's ankles are starting to become a problem. This is his 2nd ankle injury, 3rd ankle injury, maybe, I don't know, in the last like 4 years, right? His ankles are obviously getting weaker. To injure it in a pregame shoot around the way he did was not a good sight to see if I'm a Suns fan, because what this tells me is this is your best shot at a ring, because Durant, God knows when he's going to get injured again with his ankle, right? You gave up Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson.
Oh, we Ben knew this. They got an old Chris Paul too.
You gave up Mikal Bridges. You went like the owner, the new owner of the Suns. He really went all in on win this season. I heard him say, "Oh no, we're about winning for the next few years. I'm not just the win now guy. I want to win for the future too." That's what the Suns owner said. He's like, this move was for the future, because he was like, "Oh, worst case." Well, like he's implying, oh, worst case, we could flip Devin Booker for 5 picks, and now we get those 5 picks back or whatever, right? Like if we have to crash. But at the same time, it's like Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson and Devin Booker, those are the type of players you build for the future. So you're in a state where if you don't win with Durant, you have to give up the future you already drafted. It's very hard to get a player like Devin Booker from the draft. We all know this. It's very hard to build through the draft. It is very hard to build through the draft, because out of the top 10 picks, like 7 of them end up being busts, or 7 of them don't pan out to be players that you can build around, right? Like, we can agree with that. It's very rare to get a superstar from the draft. You got one in Devin Booker. And now you're jeopardizing Devin Booker's future with the Suns, because if they don't win with Durant this year, right? Next year, they're probably not going to win. Let's be honest. Next year, they don't really have a big shot compared to the other teams in the league. The Suns' year to win it is this year. If they don't, now you got to look at it. Okay, well, Durant is injury riddled. Chris Paul is going to be like 38, 39 next year. We don't have Mikal Bridges. We don't have Cam Johnson. Our depth isn't as great as it used to be. We're paying DeAndre Ayton 30, 40 million a year. We don't have a future right now because we gave up our future and we sent it to Brooklyn. Okay, do we blow it up? Sure. We give away Booker. We give away Durant. We give away Chris Paul. But it's like, bro, if I don't know. I think you guys
get a
know
bag
what
of
I'm getting at.
Doritos for Chris Paul.
You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to get much. I think
Cool Ranch.
if they do not win this year, letting go of Mikal Bridges will be one of the biggest mistakes in Suns franchise history.
Oh, it's going to be.
Mikal Bridges is a baller, and it's only going to show more and more that they messed up. Alongside Cam Johnson and what was it, 5 picks?
I don't think it's a mistake. Are you?
I think it's a mistake.
If
they don't win, it's not like you would. In their defense, you're never able to predict.
Are you saying
you're never
that,
able to predict?
Are you saying
it's not worth
Kevin
it? It was
Durant,
not worth it if they don't win a ring with this season.
Well,
because
if
they
Kevin Durant is out,
yeah,
for the
okay,
you still think it's their fault, their wrongdoing?
It's not their fault. I just said it's to their defense. You can never predict an injury, but it's still a mistake. In the long run, you look back on it and think this was a mistake.
I can't.
You took a very high risk.
I can't.
You took a high risk. You took a high risk by giving up your future to win now in a league that's built the way it is right
what
now.
was
where there's so
Mikal
many contending
doing on
teams.
the Suns, though? He was great, but he was not
In his
Brooklyn
last 10 games
Mikal.
before he was traded. I remember hearing this on the JJ podcast because he had Mikal Bridges. In his last 10 games before he went to Brooklyn, he was putting up the same numbers he was putting in Brooklyn. He was doing great. He
The
was
same
showing
shot
great
creation
progress.
value?
He was showing great progress. Like, he was showing flashes that he was going to be that guy. And then they sent him to Brooklyn. Brooklyn gives him a bigger role, and he was that guy.
Yeah.
See,
he was showing, like, if you look at his stats, I don't have them off the top of my head, but if you go take a listen, and I'll pull them up for you right now if you like, he was looking great. He was looking great for that Suns team. And there were stretches, and you could credit it to the fact that Devin Booker was out, so he got to have the ball in his hands a lot more. But he proved that when the ball's in his hands, he could be that second star beside Devin Booker, right? And I'm a huge fan of Mikal Bridges' game. I love him. So if Durant, I don't think it was a mistake to pull the trigger because it's Kevin Durant, and it's one of the biggest trades in NBA history in terms of who you're getting in return. I agree with that. But if Durant gets injured and then your whole team kind of crumbles, because without Durant, they're not competing in the West. They're not. You cannot tell me they are, especially without Mikal Bridges or Cam Johnson now. This Suns team without Mikal Bridges or Cam Johnson and Durant's gone, they're not competing in the West. They might not even make it out the first round if they don't have Durant. If Durant doesn't play in the first round, they don't make it out the first round. And you could argue with me all day about that. Go look at the top 4 seeds. They're not going to be a top 4 seed in the West now that Durant's gone. In the regular season, they're going to be 5th or 6th. So they're going to have to play one of the top 4 big dogs. And who are they going to match up against? They don't beat the Lakers in the first round if they end up somehow seeing the Lakers and Durant's not there. They don't beat anybody in the West in the first round. So to me, again, to the Suns' defense, you can't really predict an injury, but Brooklyn would have taken the W on this trade for me if that's how it pans out.
If you look at it I look at it from a perspective of, like, it's KD on the trade block. Every team panicked even back in the summer when he first announced he was going to get traded, or he was looking to get traded. So, like, there's multiple ways that you could look at it. If I'm the Suns, you understand that you took a gamble, right? In terms of, you wanted to buy in. I don't give a damn what the GM said. Like, you wanted to win now. You wanted to win this year specifically. There is a closing window on Chris Paul's, like, durability and his age in playing in the league. He's literally so close to 40 right now. It's ridiculous. And KD being 34, and I said this too. Last night, KD got injured in an Anthony Davis way. Like, it was weird. Like you would have never expected warm-ups. Like, if you told me that Anthony Davis slipped in warm-ups and had a high ankle sprain, I would be like, yep, sounds like AD. But not Kevin, right? Somebody commented something and said, we need to start looking at Kevin Durant and his injuries the same way we look at Anthony Davis and his injuries. And I said, hold on, wait a second. Kevin Durant, when he comes back from injury, is still averaging a smooth and incredibly efficient 30 or more. Like that, we don't have to worry about that. Kevin Durant has proven to us that since he came back from the Achilles injury that he suffered in the finals in 2019. He's proven.
He also just came off an injury when he came to Phoenix. Like, he was out for like 6 weeks. He played like 3 games, and he's already out again.
It's like, but I can damn sure assure that when Kevin Durant comes back all the time, he's gonna be giving me that smooth 30, that 35 on 70% shooting. I ain't got to worry about that. His mid range ain't going away no time soon. But to people's credit about Anthony Davis, it's where it differentiates, because to me, like, AD is more, he can give you 30 and 20, but he can also give you 12 and 6, like, on the next night. It just depends on how aggressive he wants to play. KD always wants to hoop. There's a difference. So when I look at the rest of the Suns team, though, D-Book is still going to probably average, like Sandy said, like 30, 35. Like, he's going to have the ultimate green light again. He's been used to it for the past 10 years. He's chilling. But Chris Paul is going to give you that help that a Cam Johnson and a Mikal Bridges were giving you together, like as a tandem. You know what I'm saying? Like that. And on top of the defense, like, it's not going to be there. So he's relying on who? D-Book and DeAndre Ayton now, and Cam Payne and Josh Okogie. Like, are those guys going to be able to help? I don't really know. I also don't like Phoenix's bench depth in terms of centers, because we look at DeAndre Ayton and we're talking about how he's consistently dropping 16 and 10 and 18 and 12 or whatever. But if they don't have DeAndre Ayton, or who do they have to come in for DeAndre Ayton? Bismack Biyombo? Like, what do they have? They used to have, the JaVale McGee's and the I don't know, the Dario Saric. It's like they had options. Kaminsky. They had all these options.
Has been amazing for the Thunder.
I saw
that was a steal of a trade. We gave up Baisley for Saric, and Saric is still fairly young. I think he's entering that age. I think it's fair to say he's entering that age where he could act as a vet, because he's had like 6-7 years in the NBA now, which is crazy to think about
I'm
because I remember
old.
him. Yeah, I know. I remember him being in the Rookie of the Year discussions, bro. Like him and Embiid were in the discussions together. I remember him and Embiid were like best friends on the Sixers.
I remember him with the crappy face scan on 2K. That's how you know when someone's like young. I
Yeah,
remember the
man,
Lou
like,
Dort
it is
60
crazy to
overall
think.
card on my team. And we're going
Yeah.
back. They gave that
bro,
everyone for free. It was a free code.
Saric was insane for us. I saw this tweet. Since he's gotten there, he's made, I don't remember the exact numbers, but the impact he's had on the Thunder in terms of net rating and plus minus, they've all went up like tremendously while he's on the court. And he's had about like 270 possessions played with the Thunder or something. And I love his pickup. Sorry to cut you off, if you want to continue, but I'm just saying you're right. Like them getting rid of a guy like Saric was a bad move, especially for a guy like Darius Bazley, who I could tell you from experience, Bazley's very inconsistent. He's not the player people set him out to be. I know Thunder fans had high hopes for him, but he only averaged like 6 points for us, and his IQ on the court wasn't great, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Hoop, were you gonna say something?
I wasn't going to say anything. It's just when we round out this discussion, I have something from the chalkboard I think would be a cool topic to wrap us up. Did you have anything to say? Oh,
no, I mean, that's
so.
I mean, wait, in terms of like, I know the original question was where did the Suns place?
Yeah.
Like, just to summarize, without Kevin Durant, their first round exit because they make the playoffs. I agree. I do think they make the playoffs. Without Kevin Durant, first round exit. With Kevin Durant, contender. That's the difference KD's making for them.
I do think with all the things that's going on in the West, the Kings benefit from it because they could make a Western Conference Finals push while only playing one powerhouse.
Well, if you think about it, the Suns have to drop to a 7 seed for the Kings to play them.
I'm not saying only the Suns. I'm saying like if the Kings can play a team like the Warriors first round, and if Steph is battling injury and whatnot, and they have, they'll win their home games. And they just steal one. And
I don't think Steph is bad. I don't think it's a case of Steph battling injury. I think it's a case of who's going to guard Sabonis.
That's true.
Who's going to guard Sabonis? And also, the Warriors, we know them to be a high-paced offense, right? And that's how they really get their opponents but they'll match them right back. Exactly.
I'm saying if they get by a team like the Warriors or a team that sneaks out of the play-in, then they play the Suns without KD round 2. Like that's, I feel like they benefit a lot from that because they don't have the star power to contend with those big cats, but they do.
Y'all see it,
they're
bro.
A very
y'all
sound
see it.
Basketball team.
I know y'all see it. I know y'all see the script. It's playing out. Sacramento, baby. 2023 NBA champions, baby. That's what's going to happen. Sacramento about to have the greatest 30 for 30 you ever thought of. They're going to talk about KD going to the Suns, Kyrie going to the Mavs, all these obstacles, and then Sacramento just pushes through it. I would literally, oh my God, that'd be so funny. I'm just saying.
So for our next topic, real quick, I just got a notification on my phone. I think it's the official NBA power rankings. The Knicks are number 6.
Yeah.
They were 5th last week, were they not?
Feels good. Oh,
they were 5th. They were 5th last week.
Oh yeah, I posted it on my story.
Yeah, and
but you guys lost to the Hornets without LaMelo Ball.
Charlotte. Yeah,
without LaMelo Ball.
Hey,
mention who was out.
The best player on the other team wasn't playing.
Mention who was out. Jalen Brunson wasn't playing. Relax.
LaMelo Ball on the Hornets wasn't playing.
I'm saying it's an awful loss. But I'm just trying to cushion the blow a little bit.
And that was that. By the way, them losing to the Hornets. I love the Knicks. I love what they're doing this season. But them losing to the Hornets is the most Knicks way to lose.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
Absolutely.
It's the most Knicks. Like when I looked at the Knicks schedule, I'm like, they can make it. They can push it to 12, 13.
It's not an easy one. No. Yeah. They play Sacramento. I think they don't have De'Aaron Fox. We play Sacramento tonight. And they might win this one, but they'll lose to the Hornets.
Give me an idea.
Oh, that's funny. That's so funny.
But Connor's in Chalkboard said we should do a celebrity starting 5. We should do a random things not basketball related starting 5. You could literally draft anything in the world to be in your roster.
Just to end off the episode, just for some goofiness.
Yeah.
Goofy fun times.
Short sleeves is crazy.
Start?
Yeah, go ahead.
I want my mailman as my point guard.
All right.
That dude in like 6 inches of snow. The salt wasn't out yet. He's going out there. No sleeves. He's got a short sleeve shirt on, delivering packages to the front door. Dimes.
That's fair.
Always delivers. You could choose,
anything.
You could choose pizza. I don't care. Just make
Yeah,
it.
but
Make
then
it sense.
I'm
And you
sorry,
gotta
I
say
wanted to go
position as well.
non-basketball related.
At
But
power
then
forward, I'm gonna draft
Ja,
Dominic
this is
Toretto,
Ja the rapper. I'm talking about Ja the gangster, Ja the
because
thug.
nobody's
I'm talking
stopping
about
that
that
man
Ja.
in the paint.
Ja,
More
he wants
specifically,
to
I'm
play
taking
too, and he came in with a
Dominic
blicky. What am I
Toretto
gonna
from
do?
Fast
What am I
and
gonna
Furious
do? I
5
don't
because
know.
that's when they robbed the bank.
Give me Ja Morant.
Actually, I don't
Give me
know.
Ja
An 8,
Morant.
he did drive off a submarine. I might take the 8 one. I might take 8. But yeah, Dominic Toretto in general.
Yo,
I said
no
non-basketball
way,
related, dog.
No way, that's crazy.
It isn't basketball
He's
related.
a
It isn't
dog.
basketball related. It isn't basketball.
That's fine. Yeah. So it's funny you say that because at my 4 position, I want a glue guy. I want someone that can
Bro,
tick people off
That's
enough
cool.
to make them
That
pull out a
I
gun
don't
on
know.
him. Give me the
for my point
17-year-old
guard, I need Pitbull. I need
instigated
Mr.
Ja
Worldwide.
Morant at the
I
park.
don't know why, but I feel like everybody think about it. Pitbull
He's a
when he be
dog.
getting people for features,
He's a dog.
Like, he can make music with pretty much anybody. You can give him Neo, Christina Aguilera,
As
Mariah
small
Carey.
forward,
It don't matter.
actually
Bro. He
no.
gonna make
I'll put it as
magic.
small forward.
So I don't
I'm
get
gonna
so
take
him
Khloe Kardashian
and Ja are gonna
because
make
that's
some
really gonna
magic
limit your
together.
guys'
So far,
lineups
wait
to
till the
play
rest of my
because
team
a
rounds
lot
out.
of
But Mr.
distractions will
Worldwide
be
brings
made.
people
We know
together.
the power and the damage
He's somebody that's gonna be guarding Dominic
players.
Toretto probably because
So
they're both bald.
I'm gonna take Khloe on this one.
Other than that, yeah, I got Pitbull and Ja. He got the boss.
All right, so I need a big body at my 5 because my 4 is a little undersized. He's only 17. I'm assuming he's got some muscle on him though. I also need some hype music. Give me Rick Ross. Greatest verse of all time, Devil in a New Dress. If you know, you know.
Crazy. That was a crazy pick. I need somebody who can
DJ
really
Khaled
endure
crashes into a building.
annoyance. I need somebody who can really take in a lot of BS.
A lot of what?
A lot of BS. I'll say that. Somebody who can
You see
really
the video where he crashed
be
into
persistent,
the.
and
You see
you're not
the
going to
one
be
where
able
he
to annoy
crashed
him because he's already been
the
pushed
ski
down
thing
to the
into like the
farthest
curb,
depths
and then
of
he's
annoyance.
like
At point guard, I'm going to
motivation,
take DJ
baby,
Khaled, social media
motivation.
manager.
I'm like, bro, what are you
I
talking
think that
about?
guy
Like,
deserves a
what is
raise
wrong with
wherever
you?
he is.
It's about the almond milk.
Yeah, and he's like just
Genuinely,
DJ
DJ
sitting there
Khaled is not
recording him
fazed by
like he's
anything.
sitting there,
But,
he's like, yeah, man.
But that's great.
Yeah,
I need
man,
somebody
almond
who will
milk,
be
yeah,
phased by things.
Or the funniest
I
ones
need
is when he
somebody-
eats
Singles talk about
seafood
how he
and he
needs
like
somebody
forces
that,
the
can
chef
deal
to
with
tell him what is he
BS
steak.
and,
He's like, oh, it's a lobster.
antics and things
It's
like
lobster.
that. I need somebody that won't deal with that. I need
Yeah, give me
somebody that
DJ
as soon
Khaled,
as you
social
say
media
something
manager.
disrespectful, maybe even about his wife, he'll slap the shit out of you. So give me Will Smith. I need Will Smith as my 3. I just know that he can hoop. Like Will can hoop. Let's just
DJ
say
Khaled
that right now. He
is
can
in
hoop.
my list of my top
But
3 favorite
he also
human
is with
beings on
this,
this pod.
he's with the stuff. If you piss him off, he will backhand you. And I need that. I got somebody that can slap the hell out you. I got somebody that might shoot. I got somebody that might shoot the ball really well, and Ja Morant, and then Pitbull to just keep everybody afloat. Make sure everybody remembers that it's about peace and prosperity and all whatever. I like that. I like that.
So my lineup right now, we're working with. I'm working with the mailman at the 1, or my mailman specifically. I got Rick Ross at the 5, and I got the 17-year-old who, egged on John Moran at the 4. All right, I need some skill. I'm going to go with the guy with the highest skill ratings whenever you play Mario. It's the Italian Kevin Durant, Waluigi, at my 3.
Ooh, okay. My team needs some numbers. I think in terms of talent, it's there.
Oh God, bro.
But I need
All right,
numbers.
cool.
Now. I need to bring in the numbers. So at shooting guard, I'm gonna
that's
bring in
true.
Justin Bieber's Baby
Yeah.
music video. One of the most watched YouTube videos on the planet.
The video specifically.
The fact that
the
Drake
video,
was
not
in
Justin
the
Bieber.
Baby
Justin
music
Bieber's
Yeah,
Baby
yeah.
music video
2010
at the shooting guard.
with a
What is
bunch
that,
of
like,
middle
08?
schoolers at a bowling alley just completely
It's
just baffles
I think
me,
it was
but whatever.
09. I think it was 09.
For me,
Maybe
for me.
08.
So far, we got Pitbull.
08
we
to
got Josh
08 to
Shiesty.
09, Bieber was
That,
on something.
that
William Smith.
480 pixel
I
gonna go
need
crazy.
I need some.
Oh man,
somebody
you
at
already
the
know. But
4
think
to
about it.
5.
That 480 pixel got me a
And, you know,
billion
I'm gonna
views.
let my
Imagine
man
what
play
4K
whatever
camera's
position he
gonna
wants
get him.
to.
You
But I need a
could've gone
Riz God
Despacito,
at the
but
end of the
fair
day.
enough.
So I'm gonna go
Despacito's not
Carl
original though. That's a
Weezer
feature. That's
from
not him.
Jimmy Neutron.
I need the bangs.
You
bro.
may be wondering why.
The bangs is what played in the
To
Celebrity
raise
All
up
Star
the
game. We
refs,
didn't
bro.
see
What
Justin
you
Bieber
mean?
with
You know the referee
Despacito
that
playing in the
you
Celebrity
know the
All Star
ref
game. Come on, man.
that Luca was talking to, like flirting with. Like, imagine if Carl Weezer was risen that up, bro. It'd be raps for anybody else. We getting free throws, we getting texts. If y'all make a shot, you're getting ejected. Like, that's how we're rolling, bro. It's gonna be that simple. We got it, bro. Riz God Carl, give me that. Sorry.
To Riz of
Really fouling
who?
everybody for it.
To who? Yeah. So for my shooting guard, I got to go back into my cartoon Duffy. I'm going with the man
All right.
with
I like
clamps for
that.
hands and the guy who only sees green, Mr. Krabs.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ooh, I
Pitbull,
respect that.
3 and D.
John Morant, Will Smith,
At center,
Carl Weezer.
I'm gonna need a
You
banger.
may be
and off
asking
here.
yourself,
At center,
how the hell do we make
I'm
this
gonna go
team
with the
better?
Oreo
Like,
McFlurry.
like, what more do you want? All
I
right.
think,
The way to make this
I
team
think that's
better
the
is to
perfect
round it
lineup
off
to
with
end off
a
right there. We
center,
really need a glue
someone
guy
who is about that
the
action
paint.
at all
So
times.
I'm gonna take a
Someone who shows
large
up
Oreo McFlurry
to
too,
wreck
'cause
people.
We're playing the center here.
We talking with the
So, ladies and
plastic
gentlemen, give
spoon
me
as well?
Barney. All right.
Of course, the
I want
plastic
Barney to
spoons.
round
And
off my
might
team.
as well actually
Because
extra
with
30
Barney-
cents to the McFlurry to add a little caramel in it.
Ooh,
Yes, bro. Ghetto
okay.
Barney. I need that one. I
That's a
need
good
that
team.
one specifically.
All right, Z.
That one
wrap
needs to
up
be in
your
my
lineup
nightmares
for
a
the
lot.
viewers.
So
They can vote.
it's only
on
right.
who's
I
the
got
best.
2 shooters on my team. Him and John Moran and Barney. Family. I'm putting Carl Weezer on Khloe Kardashian.
We going
And
like
Oreo
Hood Barney
McFlurry.
from the memes?
The baby music
Yeah,
video.
yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
Yep. Man, I don't know. I got Khloe Kardashian, an Oreo McFlurry, the baby music video, Dominic Toretto.
DJ Khaled.
I don't even remember my last pick.
I like
The,
how he
uh,
said
what was my
Rick
other
Ross
pick?
was
The baby
talking-
music video, I feel like, was a reach, but the Oreo McFlurry definitely made up for it.
Hey, man.
I forgot who your
what
last
was
pick
the other
was.
pick?
It was probably a person, right?
Was it? It was a small. It was Khloe Kardashian,
It's a parade
Dominic
inside my
Toretto,
city, yeah.
Oreo McFlurry, the baby music video. What was the last pick? How do I don't even remember what I said.
While he thinks, mine was
Yes,
my
sir.
mailman. I did Mr. Krabs,
Thumbnail.
Waluigi, Rick Ross at my 5, and then the 17.
Oh, DJ Khaled social media
There
manager.
you go.
Sorry. Yeah.
And then the 17-year-old with a knot in his head right now from John Morant. Vote whose team is the best.
All right. Well, thank you so much for listening to episode 57 of LePodcast, the most random way to end off the episode.
That was fun though. I gotta do that again.
But We'll see you. We'll see you guys in episode 58. Peace.